On this Sunday night, a grim anniversary 6 months after Hamas's attack on Israel. Hostages still in captivity.
It's truly heartbreaking, and I don't think that Israel will ever be the same.
While a humanitarian disaster unfolds in Gaza, will the latest round of truce talks finally broker peace?
Global National with Farah Nasser. Reporting tonight, Carolyn Jarvis.
An intimate gathering in a dusty field in the southern part of Israel, not far from where 1,200 people were killed in the October 7th attacks by Hamas. Today, 6 months later, family members came together to remember them. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Since that bloody day, Israel has exacted a brutal revenge, vowing to wipe out Hamas. The Israeli ground invasion has killed 25 times as many people in Gaza, including aid workers. The carnage has calls for a ceasefire growing louder by the day and for Israel's Prime Minister to resign. Now, with another round of truce talks underway in Egypt, millions are hoping that relief is near. Redmond Shannon reports.
Khan Yunis, Gaza's second largest city, following Israel's reduction of its military presence in southern Gaza to 1 brigade, at least for now. I missed my town. My soul is here, says this man who is returning to the ruins of his home. Following 6 months of war, it's estimated more than half of the buildings in Gaza are damaged or destroyed. In central Gaza, aid arrives for the first time in 2 months. There is hope more will come. Israel has at least approved measures to do so after international outrage following its killing of 7 aid workers a week ago. Inside Gaza, there is little desire or opportunity to mark 6 months of war. But in Israel, families meet to mourn the hundreds of young people killed at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th. And large crowds gather again to demand their government do more to secure the release of hostages. Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu said again that the war will not stop until they are all released, a red line central to the peace talks that are resuming in Cairo. Hamas demands a full ceasefire.
And the way I see that Hamas will try to prolong as much as possible the issue of the hostages, and I'm not very optimistic in that regard.
As the talks progress, the deeply unpopular Netanyahu maintains Israel will attack the crowded city of Rafah to fulfill his promise of wiping out Hamas. Israel says the weekend's withdrawal is in preparation for future missions like this.
And I think that Netanyahu is mostly guided by this issue of his legacy. How is he going to be recorded in the pages of history?
Even if a temporary pause is agreed, it will likely prove to be just that. What Israel and Hamas do have in common is that each wants to see the other destroyed. Redmond Shannon, Global News, London.
And later in the broadcast, we'll hear from the daughter of one of the Israeli hostages, a Canadian woman whose body has yet to be repatriated from Gaza.